Our approach, Parikshit, is to engage with them very constructively in a very positive manner. You are aware that the team is already here. It is being led by United States Trade Representative Office uh, in charge of South and Central Asia. He's Assistant U.S. Trade Representative. His name is Mr. Christopher Wilson. We have a matching delegation from our side. It is being led by an additional secretary level officer from the Ministry of Commerce. I think it is important to keep in mind when we engage on this issue that the trajectory of the relationship remains positive. We have to keep in mind the bigger picture, and within that big picture, I think we have to address all the issues which are on the table. On the talks itself, I suggest that you may have to contact the Ministry of Commerce and Industry for details. Yes, please. Amiti, on the same topic. Just hold on.
Yeah, Amiti, go ahead. Yeah, I'm Sandeep Dikshit. What I wanted to know, we are well aware of US demands on India. But is it all defensive on India's part, or does India have also some issues relating to trade access in US?
Amiti. Mic दीजिए.
So the Indian delegation, does it comprise officials from both MEA and Commerce, or are they meeting separately? Like, who are these US trade delegates meeting here?
You see, it is a composite delegation. The delegation comprises of officials from Ministry of Commerce and Ministry of External Affairs. There are other people as well. So it is a composite delegation. There are no separate meetings which are taking place, number one. On Sandeep, on your question, you see, there are quite a few issues, as I mentioned, on the table. And many of these issues, they got discussed actually during that meeting between Prime Minister and President Trump. As I mentioned, that we are looking forward to resolve those issues. We are looking forward to towards a constructive engagement with the US in these matters. Many of these issues are technical in nature, you see, in terms of tariff, etc. And those issues, we will have to kind of just wait and see today and how they are addressed. So I will not be able to get into the details as to how we are approaching this at this point of time. So I think we'll have to wait and see the result of the talks. Ranjit ji.
Is India considering a proposal to join the US-led coalition for safeguarding maritime traffic in the Strait of Hormuz?
You see, we do have ships in the region. You are aware that we have 2 naval ships in the region. We have our ships plying in that area. So protect those ships, I think we already have 2 naval ships in the region. And that is what I have to say. Sinjoy.
Sir, you've seen the additional elements of the UN report where you have issued a rejoinder. But can you give us some more details, please?
No, Srinjoy, there is nothing further to what we have already mentioned. But since you asked me, I would just like to highlight few points from the press release which we have issued. You see, the first point which we made was that to us, the update of the report is false and motivated. It is a false and motivated narrative on the situation in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. We also said that it is in violation of India's sovereignty and territorial integrity. And it also ignores the core issue of cross-border terrorism. I think there is no mention about cross-border terrorism in the report. We also feel that the report and the update seems to be an effort to create an artificial parity between the world's largest and the most vibrant democracy and a country which openly practices state-sponsored terrorism. Our main problem was that the update seems to accord a legitimacy to terrorism, which actually is in complete variance with the UN Security Council positions. And you know that in the past, UNSC has taken positions where they have been very forthcoming on these issues, including when they proscribed Masood Azhar and when they proscribed other terrorist groups. We feel that it is an unacceptable advocacy of the dismemberment of a UN member state. Jammu and Kashmir, the entire state of Jammu and Kashmir, is an integral part of India. Pakistan is in illegal and forcible occupation of a part of the Indian state, including the so-called Azad Jammu and Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan through aggression. We have repeatedly called on Pakistan to vacate these territories. We also feel that by publishing and coming out with this report, with this update, they have undermined their own credibility. They have failed to recognize an independent judiciary, human rights institutions, and other mechanisms in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir that safeguard, protect, and promote constitutionally guaranteed fundamental rights to all citizens of India. It also belittles constitutional provisions, statutory procedures, and established practices in an established functioning democracy. We also feel that the update has a prejudiced mindset. It willfully ignores the determined and comprehensive socio-economic development efforts which have been undertaken by the government in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Aditya?
Ravish, in the backdrop of the Kartarpur talks that are going to happen, yesterday we heard that the Ministry of Home Affairs has banned Sikhs for Justice, a group, radical separatist group. There is a fresh threat that they've issued. They're saying that on 15th of August they'll do more drama in several countries. So how do you take this forward? Will you take this with, independent these countries? And secondly, on the Kartarpur side, you've raised this with Pakistan. Do you plan to raise this again? Thank you.
Aditya, we have taken up this matter with the countries concerned. We have taken up this matter very strongly with the government of Canada in the past, and we continue to do so. I understand that Ministry of Home Affairs, they have actually issued a notification in this regard, which includes the reasons why Sikhs for Justice has been banned.